Wireless tattoo machines under $100. They are plentiful. However, are they good? There's so many to choose from. I have one for you today, though. This one's 10 watts, the P1C from InkChum. I think you might want to sit tight for this one because 10 watts is pretty strong. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe while you're at it. Okay, InkChum P1C Wireless Tattoo Machine. Let's open it up. It's in a very pretty, shiny teal box. I'm happy about this. All right, let's see what's in here. Ooh, I love when they send cases with the kit. Looks like we got a nice InkChum case. Sweet! Nice shiny case. Oh, not bad. Ooh, cool. It's that kind of case. Neat. So points on a cool case. Very much feels like some of the makeup bags I've had in the past, but actually even better. Cool. So we got a needle in the case too. Comes with the kit. Looks like it's almost like a clutch here. We can attach this to it, and we have a little carrying case too. It's very fancy. Okay. What'd they send? They sent a 1 round liner as well. This one's a 0.25. We're going to be trying the 0.2s today. So this one is the 0.25. So we know that a 0.2 is a 6 gauge and a 0.25 is an 8. So we have 2 different size needles here to play with. Cool, it's got these little pockets on the sides for the machine and batteries. I'll put that cool case to the side. All right, even nice little carrying small drawstring bags here that make a nice little carrying case for the machine and the batteries. It's actually subtly padded, these cases. Cool, nice little kit there. All right, let's check her out. All right, there she is, the P1C InkChum. Pretty small machine. That is very different than a lot of the machines that I've tried in the past. So I think this is the smallest one I've tried. It also has the 10 watt motor, so I'm very interested in finding out how that feels. For batteries, we have a separate, so 2 batteries in the kit here. That's cool. Kind of essential if one dies. And here we have the conversion. So this is so that you can convert this machine here in its length into a wired machine. So from wireless to wired, you have that option with the RCA connection. So they don't send a cable with it. If you were to convert it, you would need a cable sold separately. They do send the charging cable, however, for the batteries. We're not going to worry about wired today. I'm going to put that aside. But it is very cool that you have that option. Okay, so again, listed here, we have the 10 watt power. So right here, here's the proof. I didn't just make it up. And 2 to 3 hour charge time. Working time is 2 to 4 hours, and the weight is 117 grams. This is probably the lightest weight machine that I've tried so far. So let's see how the battery works. We're gonna just put our extra one over there. And okay, let's turn on the P1C. There it is, starting in at 6 volts. Goes in 0.2 increments for voltage, which still gives a lot of control. It sounds like a powerful machine. All right, well, let's try putting a needle in and trying it on some silicone. InkChum sent me these awesome 6-gauge cartridges. I've never used anything that small. Cool, so these needles look pretty good. These have little finger ledges in the box, so if you want to add those on, you can. Not sure that I'll need those, honestly. It's a long tip. Sounds real good. And the needle depth adjustment is a nice smooth turn. Very easy to do. All right, let's change angles. Let's start at the 7.2 and see how that goes. And it's like a little butterfly drinking. The ink is very visible in the tip of this cartridge, which I love. I'm gonna go up a little higher in voltage. I'm just calibrating right now, but I feel like it's getting fine at the 7 volt. Yeah, I'm actually happier. At the 7.2 volt. I'm also just discovering these needles, they're so small. So the smallest lines, like the tiniest little details, hair thin. This will be perfect for PMU and stuff like that. Can do a little. These needles are crazy small. Just gonna try doing a little shading. For shading, I've actually brought it down to a 6.4. 7 seemed to be a little too strong. I'm still getting a lot of the lines showing in my whip shade, so I actually went down a little bit for a smoother shade. This 6-gauge 1-round liner is incredibly small and I think would work great for eyebrows or tiny little details in a tattoo that you just can't get maybe with another needle. You can kind of see how tiny the dots are there if you look really closely. I don't know if you can even zoom in that much. Try coming a little closer. You can see the dot work there. This machine, even though it's small, it packs a nice punch. Let's turn it up a little. This is probably not the needle to test with this machine. I would actually like to test it with a larger needle. This one round liner is amazing. The thinness of this line is unbelievable. Look at that. I'll zoom in on that line. All right, there you go. So a little bit of micro shading, some dot work here with whip shading and a line. So you can see this machine has no trouble getting a 6 gauge. Of course, almost all machines would be able to do that well, but I will tell you that the control is good. The size of the machine, the weight of the machine feels great for that size needle especially. So this might be a wonderful PMU needle. Okay, I'm gonna pull out a new cartridge here. This is a 5 round liner. I want to see the line work a little clearer on my test silicone. These are Napoleon cartridges. This is a 10 gauge 5 round liner. Okay, so I put the 5 round liner on the machine. It's a 10 gauge. I tried lining at the same voltage I did as the 6 gauge 1 round liner, and tried going up from there, tried slowing down a little bit and using a lower voltage as well. Just kind of played around with it. It's definitely not going to be a machine that has a big hit. It is a light hitting machine. It has better performance when you slow your hand down. It has better performance in the shading and the stipple shading, I think, than the lining. It can line, it can do all those things, but I think it's geared more towards people who are using smaller needles, like 1 round liners, and more PMU type work. That's not a bad thing. This thing is a great little tattoo machine for PMU needles. There are many times that body artists also like doing 1 round liners in projects for body art. So this could be a great little machine to run those liners on. I would even go as far as to say it's not wise to run 1 round liners on stronger, more heavy duty machines, because 1 round liners do more damage to the skin. It's easier to blow people out, things like that, because the needle's so sharp. You don't want to have a heavy machine, physically heavy machine, that is going to be pulling gravity down towards the client. So this machine would be awesome for not just PMU, but body art as well, but better for smaller needles, smaller work, and micro shading. To be fair, let's put the 17 curved mag. It's a 12 gauge on the machine. This one will have a little more power in the needle because it's a larger needle. This thing has no problem starting up the larger needle groupings with the machine. It does have a 10-watt motor, so starting up needles can be an issue with some other inexpensive machines. So the fact that this one is starting up so well, that's a pretty big deal. I have tried a few of these. So, okay, I'm at a 6 volt right now. I'm just gonna see what I can do for shading. I'm just gonna see what kind of saturation and a nice pass where I kind of saturated well, went over the pass a couple times, and it's nice and black. So that's very good news for the little InkChum P001C machine here. So hard to wipe. See these needle strikes. Yeah, a little chaotic, but it's a nice shade on this leaf actually right here. What I'm noticing is that this machine does a really beautiful, nice, soft shade with the mag. And I still was able to get it saturated as well. Let's try 2 passes. Yep, still pretty black there. Very impressed with how the P001C performed with the mag. It does get the silicone saturated with black, and it does do soft shading. That's pretty versatile for this little machine. For liners, I think that's the only area that I would hesitate to promote for this machine. For heavy lining, you're going to want to use a machine that has a little heavier weight to the grip, and that's just for stability and just to really get that liner needle in there properly at the right depth so you get smooth saturated lines. However, there are times where you do want to use those smaller needles like I mentioned before, and you don't want those heavier machines and grips. So this smaller, lightweight machine right here would be ideal for that. That completes my test of the P001C on the silicone. Thank you, InkChum, for sending me such a great little machine. This machine will be best suited for PMU style, like micro shading. However, if you are big on micro portraits or you're using a lot of smaller liners, 3 round liners or below, especially if you're using 6 gauge needles, 8 gauge needles, or 10 gauge needles, this machine is a great shader for you. Might not be the best for lining, especially for the larger grouping needles for lining, but I did throw a 17 curve mag on it and it seemed to shade beautifully, start right up and shade beautifully with the 17 curve mag. It is also good at saturating with black on the silicone. So my guess is that that 10-watt motor is making a difference. If you want to get yours on Amazon, don't forget to use my link in the description below. And thanks for watching. Take care. Smash that like button. Subscribe.
Thank you. Bye.